Yo, what's good, easy members? You already know it's Professor Teasy. Made this shit look too easy. Alright, so today I want to continue about TradingView Basics. Alright, so let's go through some drawings. This would be a good time to start using drawings and start analyzing this chart. So we're gonna continue with the S&P 500 because I just think it's interesting times right now. We're about to witness another great recession, like one greater than the 2008 one. It'll be on the 2001 level. And let's chart this and try to see how technical analysis or how charts can predict where the economy might go. All right. So, um, yeah, over on the left side, remember I mentioned to you that they got all these drawings over here. All right. So one of the most popular drawings to use is just the trend line. So let's go use this one. All right. When you're using most drawings, like I said, it's usually a point, a beginning and end type of click. So the first click is the beginning of your drawing. The second click is the end of your drawing. All right. So let's go try that out. Let's just go. We just want to mark the new trend. So as you can see, S&P was bullish for a super long time, and then all of a sudden it had a steep drop off. All right. So we can get into the details of how you can confirm that the bull trend has been broken, but this is not one of those videos. So we're just gonna talk about trading basics. Let's keep it simple. So I like to take my trend line and I mark the top of the trend, which is the peak. If we were marking a bullish trend, we would take the trough or the very bottom, the valley of the beginning of the bull trend. But this is bearish, so we're gonna take the peak, which is the beginning of a bear trend, and let's go. So you can already see. Oh, matter of fact, I got a certain setting on mine. Let me change that setting real quick. I got mine on extend right. We can talk about that later. But okay, so normally this is how your trend line would be. And yours is probably solid. I changed mine to dash lines. We'll go through that in a minute. But I did my first click, and now my second position is going to be the ending of my trend line. So with trend lines, I like trying to connect lower highs because we're marking a bearish channel. So here's a lower high here. So I could draw it like that. Boom. But then I noticed that price is already pushing through that original trend line. So I could connect this spot right here and make this the new higher low or the new lower high. But we don't know if this is accurate yet. So let's just stick to this one right here. And then what I like to always do in my trend lines is I like to just double click. If you double click them, you can pull up your settings. Or you could, so if I double click, boom, this pulls up the settings. Another way to pull up your settings is to click your drawing one time, and then this little I don't know what the word is for this, but like this little bar pops up with all your it's like a hot link or something like that with everything that you need to edit, a quick bar to edit your trend line. I'm trying to come up with a term for it. But right here, if you click that little bolt, that's going, or that nut, that's going to be the settings. All right, so once you pull up your settings, what I like to do is I like to extend my trend line out so I don't have to try and drag it out to make it connect all the dots. All right, so I could do extend left, but that'll send it upwards because that's the left of the trend line. The left is the beginning, so I'm gonna do right to extend from the ending of my trend line, and then you see it extends it for me. Other settings, you can change your colors right here. So you hit the line and you can change the color. Boom, blue, green, black, whatever. I'm gonna keep it red because we talking about a bear trend. And then you can change certain things. So you can change the end of your trend line from a dot to an arrow. Right, so you can change it like that. It's all preference. I just keep mine as a dot. It don't make no difference to me. All right. Um, what else? There's a lot of other stuff you could do, like you pull up all these stats and everything like that. But I don't really care for that right now. Oh, you can also, what I do also, I don't ever really use any of that stuff, but you can play around with it as you want, as you wish. And then I do like to add text on a lot of my drawings, so we can do text. You can see we can start typing. I'm gonna call it bearish trend line. All right, so when I hit, you can't see where it's popping up at, but it's there. All right, so once I move this little menu out the way, you can see it says bearish trend line. I can change the font size, take it up to 20, make it much larger. I can bold it, italicize it, etc. And I can change the color of my text to anything I want to. All right. Then anytime you use it, and remember I mentioned it's just like Google Docs. It's just we're analyzing charts, but you can always hit Control Z, and that'll change things back to how it was. That wasn't the one I wanted though. I was actually trying to change the color back to white. But once I hit X, it just reset them settings and I ignored what I had up there. You gotta hit OK to confirm. But yeah, so we'll say bearish trend line. I'm gonna increase the size to like 16 and hit OK. Alright. And then you can also move it. This is more relevant for other drawings, but you can change the alignment. Like it's on the top of the trend line, but I can move it to the bottom of the trend line, to the middle of the trend line. You can move it from left, right, center. So it's gonna call it's calling the very far left the beginning of the trend line, which is that left dot that we made, that beginning, and then it's calling the end the right dot that we ended on. It ignores the extension that we did. So boom, right. All right. So I like to just keep my stuff in the center, and I like to keep mine on the top. That's just personal preference. All right. So that's how you do trend lines, and that's generally how you do most all like drawings and stuff like that, right? I'm gonna go change that arrow. I just noticed it. Change it back to a dot. But majority of drawings are all similar to that. So here's another one. I don't ever use this type of array. I'm gonna just stick to the ones I like. Here's horizontal line. This one's not bad. This one's easy though. You just click one spot. You just change up, change lows. Boom. Horizontal line, and it goes on forever. I can go out to the monthly time frame and zoom out. It goes on forever. All right. That one easy. What else we got? I want to go back to that. What time frames we on? Okay, we're on the 4 hour now, but we were on the daily. But I'm gonna keep it down here on the 4 hour because we can see a little bit more info in the price action, and we see a bearish engulfing right there. So it's looking like this trend. This is probably gonna confirm it to be the higher low. So then we could end up moving it like this. Boom. Lower high. I'm sorry, I keep misspeaking on that. Lower high. All right. Let's see what other drawings we can use. I'm gonna erase that horizontal line. They got a vertical line, right? Boom, vertical line there. Again, mine's dash line. I just changed the dash, but you can change it to a solid one. So right here in this little quick bar, line, dash line, dotted line. It's all personal preference. Just whatever you like to see, etc. You got a cross line, which gives the horizontal and the vertical. Boom, something like that. Let's see what else. And again, with all drawings, you can always change the colors, the thickness of the line, the dash line, etc. Then these ones down here are a little more different. So I love the parallel channel. This is one of my favorite drawing tools. The parallel channel is very similar to a trend line, but the difference is you have to expand it at the end. So let's say just like a trend line, you would click your beginning point and your end point. So I would take this and be like, here's the beginning, and we're gonna mark this little bull channel, this bullish trend that's been going. And I'm gonna go connect the next higher low. All right, so boom, here's a higher low. Then I can't connect this one because we don't know what this is yet. It's currently in action. All right, so I'm gonna choose this one, boom. So now that I chose the beginning and end, the difference it is that's different from a trend line is now I can expand it as I move, my cursor left and right of the beginning line we made. It expands. All right, and that's how you get this channel. So if I wanted to mark the top of the channel, we could do something like that, or I could put it here. Let's go like this. All right. And then you can do the same thing with this. You can extend right, and then it goes on forever. You can extend left. Of course, you can change your colors. You can change your line. All that stuff is basic always. You can change your text. You can add text. You can add coordinate. Change the coordinates. Oh, coordinates is. I'm gonna wait for another drawing to talk about coordinates, but coordinates is pretty useful too. All right. Oh, and let's change it to bullish, right? Because this was an uptrend. I have these little templates right here. I didn't mention this, so all of these are other little just aesthetics. But this right here, the 3 boxes with the plus sign, are templates. And so you can once you set up your drawing how you like it, the color scheme, really any settings that you changed in your drawing, you can change that template so that way you can always do it's like a hotkey. You can always get back to it quickly. So mine's, you see I got AR, DR, and I got range. I'm gonna change this to an AR, which is basically a bullish trend for me. So AR, boom, you see it changed it, and it took away the line extension and everything, because on my template I don't extend the line. All right, then I can just take it and drag it out myself. Boom. All right, so that's what I'm seeing. Looks like bulls made a nice little push to the top of that range. Boom, came back to the bottom of the range, tried to push back up to the top of the range, but failed to do so. They fell short, and bears clearly spending a lot of money up here, which will make sense. It lines up with that trend line we drew. So I think we see price end up dropping a little bit low, not a little bit, start to drop lower. All right, so I think we'll end up seeing price come down to the bottom of the channel, maybe a little bounce, break out of this channel, and if it breaks this, because this was just simply a short-term bull trend, it'll continue to go on for the long-term bear trend, and then that's when we'll start to see, you'll start to hear all the bearish news in the market, or in the new, you'll start to hear all the bearish news, the chaos gonna start. You know what I'm saying? You'll start to hear about the chaos. All right. Yeah, so that is how you use this first level of drawings. It's so many drawings, bro. I'm gonna probably just have to keep doing multiple videos. It's so many drawings, but that's how you use some of the common ones right here in this first category. Trend line, rays. I didn't mention the ray. I like the horizontal ray a lot, but it's just like a horizontal line, except it doesn't go right and left. It goes from the point that you select, and then it infinitely goes to the right. So like if I put a ray, and I like this low point right here, and I'm like, yo, I want to take profit when price get back down here to this low point, I'll mark it right here. Boom. And then you see it just goes infinitely to the right. And again, as always, you change the colors and all them special settings. I want to show you coordinates right here before I dip. So check the low point of this candle. I'm hovering over this candle, and you look up there at the top where it say OHLC. The low is 5093.7. So 5093.70. I put my ray at 5095.31. So the coordinates, I really only use it when I'm trying to be really precise with certain stuff. So if I want this ray to be at the exact low point on that candle, I can type that number in. So 5093.7. So I'm gonna double click, or you can just hit this that nut right there, that gear symbol, and then go to coordinates, and then I'm gonna type it in 5093.7. Okay, and then that moves it. It just made a little adjustment. You can barely tell, but it made the adjustment to move that precisely to the low of that candle. All right, and then the other part of coordinates is, so this one, it tells you in parentheses, price is the first one, and then the bar is the second one. So price, that's straightforward, that just moves it, changes to the price. But bar is what bar candle, right? And so let's say if I hit upward, the up arrow, and I increase. If I hit 111, now you see it starts to move further to the right, and as you go down to the left, or as you go downwards, you go further to the left. All right, and so the bars increase from left to right, just the same way we read from left to right. All right, that's pretty much it. I'll make another video. We'll go through some more drawings and stuff like that. Is anything else y'all want to see? If there's anything else y'all want to see, just hit me up in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, link is in the bio. You can leave a comment right here on the video. Hit me up on social media, whatever. It don't matter. But yeah, man. Professor out.